History is always written by the winner. The winner decides who was the villain and who was the victim. They decide who was the hero and who was the coward. But here's the real question. Is what they say actually the truth? Today's movie perfectly represents that idea. Our story takes place in the city of Zootopia, a place that welcomes every kind of animal, except reptiles. But why reptiles? And what is the real story behind their disappearance? To find out the full truth, make sure you watch until the end. The story begins with the new mayor of Zootopia announcing a big celebration, marking 100 years since the invention of the climate walls. These walls made the city unique. They separated different climates inside the city itself, from extreme heat to areas completely covered in snow. All of this so every kind of animal could live there comfortably. Meanwhile, at the police station, Chief Bogo is briefing the officers about a new case. The case involves an inspector working at the harbor. Bogo starts assigning tasks to everyone, and he specifically tells Judy and Nick to stay back and just observe from a distance. But before he can even finish talking, they're already gone. They head straight to the harbor to catch the inspector themselves. They enter the port disguised, with a small child pretending to be with them, so they don't raise suspicion. Nick starts distracting the inspector, while Judy quietly moves to open one of the containers. But the inspector quickly realizes they're cops, and he makes a run for it. Of course, Judy isn't the type to give up. She grabs Nick, and they chase after him. During the pursuit, Judy sees the inspector crash into a pole and pass out. She hands the wheel to Nick and jumps onto the other vehicle, even though Nick tries to stop her. After a dangerous chase, Judy finally manages to stop the truck and arrests the inspector. But while searching the vehicle, she notices something strange moving inside. When she looks closer, she finds something shocking: reptile skin. Back at the police station, Chief Bogo is furious about what happened. He yells at them, saying they practically destroyed half the city during the chase. But Judy insists that she found reptile skin, even though reptiles supposedly haven't entered the city for 100 years. Bogo doesn't believe her. He tells them that the case is completely off limits for them, and then he gives them a final warning. If they cause one more problem, he will separate them for good. Back at the police station, we see all the officers making fun of them and mocking them. Judy turns to Nick and tells him that they really need to prove themselves, but Nick shrugs it off and tells her they don't need to prove anything to anyone. After that, they both head back to their homes. Later that night, Judy is watching the news, and she sees a huge celebration the mayor is holding to mark 100 years since the climate walls were built. While the news is showing footage from the event, Judy suddenly notices something strange. It's the same truck that had the reptile skin inside, so she starts digging online, trying to find any information she can. During her search, she finds a video from someone named Kondos talking about the history of Zootopia. He explains that reptiles haven't entered the city for the last 100 years. According to him, it all started with an old incident when a snake once bit a turtle, and the turtle died. After that, reptiles disappeared from Zootopia completely. But Kondos adds something even more mysterious. He says that one day, the snakes will come back, and when they do, their main target will be the book that contains the design of the climate walls. After hearing this, Judy immediately goes to Nick and tells him everything she discovered. She tells him that if they solve this case, Chief Bogo will never separate them again, and everyone will finally see that they make a great team. Nick agrees right away, so the two of them head straight to the celebration. Once they arrive, they spot the same truck again. When they get closer, they notice that one of its doors is open, so they disguise themselves and sneak into the party. Judy leaves Nick for a moment and heads toward the place where the book is kept. When she finally reaches it, she notices something strange about the cover. Instead of a normal title, it has a scientific equation on it. Judy looks confused. She can't understand why a snake would want something like that. At that moment, she meets Papertoe, a wildcat, the grandson of the inventor of the climate walls. Meanwhile, Nick suddenly notices Chief Bogo at the party. He quickly warns Judy and tells her they need to leave right now. But Judy doesn't listen. Suddenly, she notices a piece of snakeskin, so she starts following the trail. Eventually, she realizes the snake is hiding up in the ceiling, but at the same time, Bogo spots Nick and grabs him. Nick quickly kicks a spotlight with his foot, sending the beam of light toward the snake.
The snake takes the wildcat and the box containing the book.
Judy immediately runs after the snake while Nick and Bogo chase after them. The snake then uses a cat's eye to unlock the box. Just then, Judy rushes in and shouts, "Don't hurt him!" The snake looks at her calmly and says he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He insists that snakes have never harmed anyone before. According to him, the real villains are the wildcats, not the snakes. Then he points to the book and says, "This book will fix everything. It will bring my family back."
Judy is shaken by what he says, but Nick suddenly hits him on the head, knocking him unconscious. At that moment, the cats reveal their true nature and say they're going to kill the snake. Then they warn Nick and Judy to stay quiet and never talk about what happened, saying it would be better for them that way. But Judy throws pieces of firewood from the fireplace and flames begin spreading around the snake. Nick runs to open the window so they can escape, while Judy keeps holding the snake. Nick comes back to help, but suddenly the snake wakes up and accidentally hits Bujo, who walks in at that exact moment. Right behind him, the rest of the police officers rush into the room. The cats quickly claim that Nick and Judy were trying to kill Bujo, so Nick and Judy grab the snake and throw it out the window. A small car drives by and catches the snake, taking it away. At that moment, Judy grabs the book and Nick pushes her out the window. Then a large truck arrives and helps them escape. After that, we cut back to the mayor. He's sitting with the cats, who threaten him, saying he'll be removed from office if he doesn't capture the snake along with Nick and Judy. The mayor immediately orders the police to search for them and bring them to him as soon as possible. Then we return to Judy. Her phone starts ringing, but Nick quickly takes it from her and breaks it, telling her that someone could track the phone. Nick then tells Judy they should go meet Candace, someone who might be able to help them, and it turns out he's the same Candace who's always talking about reptiles. They head with the beaver to the swamp where the reptiles live. There, the beaver introduces them to a lizard who agrees to help them. Judy asks the lizard about the book and what it has to do with the snakes. The lizard explains that the secret isn't in the book itself. It's actually hidden in the cover, and according to her, the only one who truly knows that secret is the snake. She also tells Judy that all the reptiles left the city after the incident that happened in the past. While they're talking, the police suddenly arrive. The lizard quickly grabs them and they run away fast, eventually leading them to a small boat. Judy asks why she's helping them, and the lizard replies that they once saved the city before, and maybe they can save it again. Suddenly, the snake appears out of nowhere. He snatches the book from Judy and tells her he needs it to save his family. Then he runs away. Judy immediately chases after him, and Nick follows right behind her. Just before the police can catch them, the beaver steps in and helps them escape. He ends up getting arrested instead. Judy keeps chasing the snake. During the chase, she notices the bag the snake was carrying. When she opens it, she finds a matchbox with a yellow rose drawn on it. Soon after, they run into a group of mountain goats. Judy asks if they know how to reach the snake, mention the name of a strange city. Judy also notices they have the same yellow rose symbol, so she asks where they got it. The goats explain that they found it near the top of the mountain. When Judy asks if there's anything else up there, they tell her there's an old house where the snakes used to live. So Judy starts climbing the mountain. Nick still isn't happy about any of this, but he follows her anyway. As Judy keeps thinking about the secret the snake is chasing, Nick tells her they should slow down because he's exhausted. But Judy insists they need to move faster before the police catch up with them. Judy reaches the house first. When she walks inside, she finds snakeskins scattered everywhere. Then she discovers old photos of snakes and other reptiles. Just as Nick arrives behind her, he notices the police getting closer. Judy tells him all of this could be important evidence, and they need to collect it before leaving. But Nick argues that they should run now. He says he doesn't care about the case anymore. It's not worth dying for. Judy looks at him and says firmly, "The world will never become a better place if no one is willing to do the right thing." But Nick shakes his head and replies that the world will always stay the same, and being a hero isn't going to change that. Judy is shocked by what he says. She tells him that they clearly see the world very differently. At that exact moment, the police burst into the house and attack them. Judy runs for her life while the house begins to collapse. The police manage to capture Nick. Just before they can catch Judy too, Barbert and the snake show up and pull her away to save her. When Judy wakes up later, she finds herself with Barbert and the snake on a road in the middle of the desert. She immediately asks about Nick. Barbert tells her the police arrested him and that they're heading somewhere no one will ever be able to find them. Meanwhile, the wildcat starts interrogating Nick, demanding to know where Judy and the snake are. Nick refuses to say a word. The wildcat then tells him that he plans to drive all the reptiles out of the swamp and claim the land for the city. And when people hear that the reptiles helped the snake and Judy escape, No one will care what happens to them. Then he smirks and says Nick should have run when he had the chance. Then his daughter walks in and tells him they found a piece of fur and it must belong to the one who helped the snake and Judy escape. At that moment, he realizes it was Barbert.